It's prime time. It's prime time. Talk TV. Talk TV. We're letting you know.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Prime Time, and you already know you're on Prime Time Talk TV. And yeah, I'm back at you with another good video. And you already know the routine. Once you enter my house, wipe your feet off, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and smash the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I drop these next latest and greatest videos like these.
For Prime Time.
To this day. Man, let's go ahead and jump on into this video, shall we? How about your boy Jamel Charlo? Boy, he went and attended a fight over the past weekend. You know, your boy Regis Prograis versus Jose Zepeda, and that fight was off the hook, a straight up war. Like anybody know, that last name Zepeda means straight, going zoom all night long, and that's what happened. But the crazy thing about it is Regis Prograis boxing skills look like he turned it up a whole nother notch on the boy. Yeah. And so much to the point that Regis Prograis actually TKO'd Jose Zepeda in the 11th round. Yeah, that's how it went down. So, needless to say, after the fight, well, even before the fight, actually, Jamel Charlo went into the dressing room of Regis Prograis and said, man, you know how we do, man. He said, take his heart. Hey, Jamel went in there and gave him the ultimate pump up. I don't know. They didn't show anything about anybody going in Jose Zepeda dressing room and hyping him up before the fight, but I'm pretty sure they did or someone did. Anyway, moving right along, hey, I think that little hype up from Jamel Charlo might have been the defining factor in why Regis Prograis went in like he did. I'm just speculating. Nah, he, of course, boxers already trained for that. But, I'm just saying that extra little might have put him over the balance and battling in his head, because it's nothing like, you training and working hard and you got everything together, but in your mind, you kind of still questioning things like, I need to make sure I do this, do that, watch for his right, dip from the left, keep my right guard up, just in case he try and throw the left hand, you going over all that stuff, but then this champion comes in your dressing room and he gives you the go ahead, and then he pumps you up even more. You see where I'm going with this? So I just feel as though that may have been the extra little tipping scale for Regis Prograis to win that fight. I'm just, hypothetically speaking. But moving on to the point of this video is that Jamel Charlo actually got a chance to bump into your boy Dimitri Bivol. Yeah, the Russian assassin, that daggone humble Russian assassin. Hey man, I like him, man, for real, because Bivol, he be telling you the truth, man. You can tell when somebody telling you the truth. Bivol don't be looking up in the sky, and even though his first languages may not be English, he's right back at you with, snapping, as soon as you ask him a question, he gives you his honest answer, and at first in the video, you could tell Bivol didn't know which twin brother he was talking to, because he was like, oh, you gonna fight Megadov? And he was like, no, I want to fight you. He's like, oh, he's like, yeah, I fight you at 168. He was like, he ain't gotta be for the belts. I think what it really is that Jamel Charlo is still somehow trying to draw Canelo out into the open. And if you looked at it, look, hey, your boy Jamel, he a little bit bigger and taller than daggone Bivol. So I know now why Canelo ain't really so excited about messing with that fight. Hey, look, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has their own plan, their own destiny, their own future, their own fantasy of how they figure out their life is going to go. And a lot of times, certain boxers is not included in their life goals and plans, especially if they're not in their weight class and things of that nature, which Jermell Charlo is, per se. But, you know, the crazy thing about it is that I just feel as though Canelo is on his own journey, his own path. And if you're not in his lane of distinction, like he needs you, he needs your belts, or he needs your clout, your name, or whatever the case may be, he really ain't gonna be so much involved in thinking about you. You feel me? You're gonna have to make people think about you fighting him. You're gonna have to go out and chase fights. And that's really what Canelo is saying. He's saying that, look, I went out and chased these fights on my own. I built my name up. You go do the same thing. You go build your name up. And rightly so, honestly, I would love to see both of the twin Charlos fight at least once or twice a year. You know? Because, you know, the way these guys be fighting, it's almost like, you know, you don't know when. you try to recall the last time they fought. And, you know, I kind of hate that inactivity from fighters. But can you blame them? Yeah, maybe not. You know, the way PBC looks is that, you know, PBC kind of put off a lot of fights until next year. Like I was telling a lot of people is that, you know, it's some contract stuff that's going on right now between Paramount, Showtime, PBC, Show Sports, and Fox Sports. So this year here was marked out. You know, it was no more funds allocated or available for any more big mega fights, especially for what these fighters was asking. And that is the reason why PBC didn't give Terrence Crawford a guarantee. That's why. Because, you know, if the money is not there, then, hey, they telling you, look, we're going to give you the back end money. You know, and rightly so, you got to remember, we're in a day and age to where this is new to us. We are getting information that we normally never got. You know, think about back in the Muhammad Ali era, you know, the George Foreman era, Marvin Marvelous Hagler era, Tommy Hearns, you know, all those guys like that, they were not a privilege to hearing, you know, or giving out the information on how much they got paid, this, that, and the third. Even if it was $30,000 back then, you know, for a fight. You got to think about it. The money was a little lower then, you know. $1 million back then was $1 million. $1 million today is like $500,000. Because by the time they tax it and drain it from whatever you owe out of state taxes, this, that, the third, unless you stay in one of those countries or states that don't have the you know, state tax, then hey, you know, you're not gonna have the same amount of money you think you got. You know, once like if somebody give you $1 million check, once you spend anything on it, it's not $1 million no more. You know, so you know, the twins, look, man, they have been doing what they supposed to do. You know, it's up to the promoters, the matchmakers to make these fights. Fighters can only suggest who they want to fight, and the promoters, they analyze if it's in the budget, if it's in the right frame of mind to fight this type of fighter now, or let this fight build up. And that's what you have with a lot of these best of best fights. You know, Canelo, Charlo, Canelo, and Bivol, Canelo, and whoever else you want to imagine him fighting. Well, it depends on the money. It depends on the crowd reaction. It depends on what the fans want. It depends on what the fans are going to spend money on, because if it's not no money to be made, the fight ain't going to be made. You feel me? So people can keep, you know, arguing and saying all this, that, and the third. Oh, they weak. Oh, they hiding. They ain't fighting nobody. Man, it ain't always about that. Now, true, granted, some fighters, yeah, they do duck and dodge and dip and dodge certain fighters. A lot of people be talking about how Boo Andre, he lost out, you know, because of Jack Ryder, you know, won or whatever. He beat the guy that Boo Demetrius Andre supposed to have fought. but he relinquished his title to him. You got to look at it like this. Boo Boo Andrade is paying sanctioning fees for that belt, right? They're only going to give you $200,000 to fight this guy, or maybe less. And then they're going to hit you with sanctioning fees on top of that. And he got to pay his team. Travel, room, board. Maybe, just maybe, they did the numbers on it and said it wasn't worth it. See, that's what y'all don't realize. Y'all think like they get a belt, they get money to have this belt. Nah. They actually got to pay a percentage of their purse to keep this belt. Sanctioning fees, my people. Sanctioning fees. Look it up if you don't know, for the casuals. So a lot of these boxers, once they get the belt, hey, they are champion. Just like Regis Prograis. He's a 2-time champion now. Just because he lost that belt to Josh Taylor, and honestly, in all honesty, he didn't really lose that belt. It was just because he was on that man's turf. And if he didn't get a knockout, he won't gonna win regardless. Period. And that's exactly what happened. And that's why Regis Prograis said after the fight, he said, the next time I fight Josh Taylor, because I want to rematch him. He said that's the fight he want next. He said Ramirez is mandatory, but hey, I fight Josh Taylor at a drop of a dime, but it will have to be somewhere neutral like Dubai, somewhere like that, Saudi Arabia, somewhere like that, because he said, hey, I'm not doing that going to his hometown no more. Done. He's a 2-time champion. Josh Taylor ain't no 2-time champion. So, that kind of gives Regis Prograis the edge back again and puts him in the driver's seat far as the A side with that WBC belt he just got in the junior welterweight division. Boy, I tell you, man, look, I'm happy for that kid, for real, because honestly, he got robbed in that fight, y'all. Of course, Josh Taylor fans ain't gonna own up to that, but if you saw how Catterall handled him, that let you know, man. That let you know that guy be getting some gimmies. That's the second gimme he got. But I promise you, everybody read what they sow. Karma always come through the door. And I trust and believe in karma that, hey, old Josh Taylor gonna eventually meet his match. And he's gonna get laid down on the mat. And that's even if he survives Catterall. And that was another thing Regis Prograis said. He said, hey, if Catterall wins again, because, pretty much Catterall won that first time. He said, if Catterall beats him again, then, hey, I'll fight Catterall. To unify. Because, your boy Josh Taylor ain't really so, he done gave up a belt. He ain't thinking about no undisputed no more. He ain't thinking about all that. He done it. So, but I'm not saying that Josh Taylor is afraid of anyone, because he's not. As you notice, he fought whoever he needed to fight. But what I'm saying is that he had some help. He had some judgment help on them fights, for real, both of them, because, we know how that Catterall ended. The Regis Prograis didn't end like that. Regis, honestly, he didn't end the fight like he needed to pull out that win against Josh Taylor in my eyes. But I think he did enough to win, on the scorecards, the best power shots, things of that nature. But, when you're in somebody else's backyard, man, you got to come with it, man. You have to embarrass them in front of their home crowd. You have to do what Devin Haney did to Kambosos in order to leave with that win. Because you can trust and believe me, Pacquiao know all about Australia. He went over there and lost to Jeff Horn. And then Jeff Horn got wiped off the earth by Terrence Bud Crawford, and you ain't heard of him no more. So that kind of lets you know a lot of times when these judges be giving them the fights, it just be for their hometown, man. You know, it be for their hometown. You really have to go over there and shut their crowd up. You have to silence them. So anyway, I'm gonna keep y'all up to date with how everything is going. You know, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate everyone for subscribing to the channel. The channel is definitely growing. I'm almost to my 5,000 subscriber mark. So, you know, definitely pat yourself on the back. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to a real one. I ain't never gonna sway y'all the wrong way. I'm gonna keep it real, trill with y'all every single time. And you already know the routine when you leave my house. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I drop these next latest and greatest videos here on Primetime Talk TV. And I'm on social media everywhere. Definitely go to the website, PrimeTimeTalkTV.com, and cop you some merch. All right, y'all. Peace, love. I'm out. Till next time.